Good evening, members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. I'm your host, Dave Tias. For those tuning in on Restream, Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble, how's everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody is doing great. And we're just talking tonight, brothers and sisters, praising Jesus Christ first, daily, through all spiritual attacks. That's what this is about tonight. What's going on?
Man, I can't find my cup.
Um,
I must have run something.
Okay, here we go. Let me share this live feed, brothers and sisters, to the groups that allow me to share on Facebook. Here we go. Let me get ready to do this live. I got to share out this live feed. Now, there's a lot of things happening right now, brothers and sisters, that we have to stay spiritual ready at all times. How you doing, brother Ernesto? I'm almost done sharing here. I'll share it out here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Yeah, I'm started my workouts today. I'm still doing half workouts till to get back in the groove of things. Yeah, I think I had like about a month or 2 month delay on workouts due to my injuries that I had. You know, I never stopped thinking positive. Wait up, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I thought I heard a noise back there. Yeah, it's my Stepson came in here looking for something. Then he made the other dog that I got barking. So, I just had to go check it out. Normally dogs bark, but he was still there. That's the thing I want to talk about. Yeah, I'm just trying to maintain my peace and tranquility. That's what I'm trying to do. Uh, I like helping out people, but at the same time, I just don't like people trying to take that would like trying to take advantage of my kindness or the things that I do. So that's the thing that to me it's about respect, respect, respect those that are trying to help you out. Don't take advantage, because sometimes that's what happens. Uh, Nothing dealing with here, but it happens sometimes that way where you try to help out people, and then next thing you know, those people that you're trying to help uh, think they're in charge, but they ain't paying no bills, they ain't paying nothing. You're the one that's doing everything. So that's when you have to draw a line, right? And I've been to those situations before, where people take your kindness for granted, or when I talk out about a Heavenly Love Foundation, they think because you maintain a Heavenly Love Foundation, to some people, they think that you're weak. Well, I'm just here to say that that's not necessarily true. Through a love foundation, I've overcome all my enemies, whether it be through mutual combat, like when I was a veteran, or spiritual enemies. I've overcome the spiritual enemy through a Heavenly Love Foundation. We get tested because unseen enemy never rests, and it's always trying to find spiritual opening, in which it can use people that have negative attachments because they're in a certain path. Then they try to come and infiltrate, find a way into your house through those people. So you have to put your foot down in order to, so the unclean spirits won't be able to come into your house through those people. You gotta respect your household, and sometimes that's what happens. When you help out me people, they might be out there doing some other things, and then the negative attachments that get on them come into your home. So then you have a plethora of things you got to deal with because you're being too kind, and things are coming into your home because of other people's path. And this is your vessel. You got to protect your vessel, and your house is your vessel, is your home too. So you have to protect it and defend it. So that's where it becomes spiritual warfare. Either people are going to respect you and what you have. What you give to the kindness of your heart. If they can respect that, then they don't need to be around you. They need to be around here because this is my safe haven. This is my home. The Heavenly Father blessed me with it, and me, I just try to help out people. And I think there's a lot of people that go through that. People wonder how things find a way in. Well, there's many ways that the unseen enemy can find a way in. Give you an example. It doesn't matter who's like. I mean, I could bring politics into this, but politics is ate up right now. It's been ate up. Because that's an example of what I'm trying to say. Exactly what I'm talking about. So many corrupted people, wicked people in the politics, that any advice or anything given to the people who are in charge is just wicked. Them associated with other people of power that are wicked, there's nothing good there. And I'm beginning to, I've been seeing the bigger picture for a very long time. It's not about who I vote for or anything like that anymore. It's not even about that anymore because it seems like everything is corrupt within the politics. That's what it seems like to me. Everybody's corrupt. Everybody's paid off. Nobody's doing nothing. You know, they want to cause all the bullshit. You know, you got ICE going after Mexicans, but they're not doing the job we're supposed to do. We're supposed to do is clean the pedophiles. You know, they clean the pedophiles. It goes all the people in the politics because they're all part of that. You know, so what do? They start all other kinds of shit to protect and hide of their sins, of the things that they do, right? This is the things they do. You know, you have a president that calls himself the chosen one. We have one president before him that he was, you could say, he was just there. He was just a vessel that was being demonized. You say there, one of those vessels that was just being succumbed by evil. You know, they're just sitting there, not saying nothing or doing nothing about anything, and letting all the wicked things happen. Kind of like a cushion you stick needles in. That's how he was. Now you got this guy, you know, says he's the chosen one, but he's doing nothing dealing with the Heavenly Love Foundation. Nothing dealing with the Heavenly Love Foundation. Yeah, I know he's picking up after the people that after the other presidency that was in power. He's cleaning up all their mess, all their bullshit mess. Yeah, the only thing I understand about that is how come you ain't done nothing about the people affiliated with the Epstein files, with all those pedophiles? It's because they all cover themselves with the same blanket. He calls himself the chosen one, you know. He ain't doing nothing. What is he doing that's good? Name me something that he's doing good for people, not just here in the United States, but for people in general, because Jesus Christ and the Heavenly Father, he loves all his children, right? All his children, all those that believe in him. So tell me something good that he's doing for, you know, he wants to consider himself to be under the Heavenly Father, under Jesus Christ. Tell me something good that he's doing that is dealing with a Heavenly Love Foundation. It's because they're all affiliated. I see the bigger picture. It doesn't matter who we vote for. That's the thing. It doesn't matter who we vote for. The dead vote. People that have been deceived vote. It's kind of like they already know who's going to be president because it's a corrupt system. It's evil. When things don't go their way because they control everything, they're trying to control the narrative. But when the Heavenly Father intervenes, and it's something that they can't control because there's a higher power doing that, right? They start fucking running around like chickens with a head cut off because they can control the narrative. And that's the thing, right? They know that this wicked people that are in power, they know that the Heavenly Father is in control. They can deceive people to say they're in control, but the Heavenly Father can intervene at any given time. You know, he just gives. I'm just saying, man, that the Heavenly Father is in control. Not the President of the United States, not the presidents before him. Not any government, not any structure. They're not in control. Lucifer is not in control. The Heavenly Father is in control. At any given time, The end will be the end at any given time. That's all I'm saying. And if people can't see it that way, well, I don't know what I can tell you. But that's what I see. Affiliation through association. That's what it is. That's politics. Somewhere on the line, all those people were affiliated at one point in time in the history, right? I'm saying if they were spending that much time to go after people, you know, if they spend that much time to go after people, if they spend that much time to go after people, like they go after ICE, after the Mexicans, right, or the Hispanics, Mexicans, if they give it that much effort, like they do the Mexicans, right? How come they can't do that effort to bust everybody that was on the freaking Einstein list? To literally just freaking bust them, literally bust them, take them in, just like they would do anybody freaking else. That's a fucking corrupt our government is corrupt. It's corrupt. But sooner or later, it doesn't matter who the hell they are, what they have, they're going to fall. Just like all the other empires that fallen before, they're going to fall too. Just a matter of time. Mark my words. It's going to be sooner than later. That's all I can say. It's going to be sooner than later. I can feel things around me. There's a lot of things that are going to happen, and it's going to come to fruition. Doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter who the people are or what kind of power they think. Even they will bow down on their knees when the Heavenly Father comes. Every nation, every person will bow down to when the Heavenly Father comes. Just a matter of time. Thank you, cousin Jesse. Yeah, I see a lot of things that are messed up, man, and I just don't try to pay too much attention to it. But that's why I'm talking about this right now. The title for tonight's show is "Placing Jesus Christ Daily Through All Spiritual Attacks." The spiritual attacks doesn't mean that something is happening to you directly, but the spiritual attacks could happen in many ways, many shapes, and many forms. We see it through politics. We see it through religion. We see it social media. We see a lot of this negative seeds of the spiritual attacks that are being planted. Hear it in music. We see it in Hollywood. We see it. I see it. I see what they're trying to do, what the agenda is. And the agenda is. I think there was somebody here that was talking about something yesterday. I can't remember what they were talking about, but they're trying to plant this negative. That's what it is. They're trying to plant negativity and just show negativity, and they want people to believe that the negativity is the right. And if you pay attention too much to it, then it's going to engulf you. It's going to find a way into your foundation. So be careful what you watch. I see it, man. The bigger picture. Oh yeah, there's a lot of things happening, man. People are picking sides. You see it. I see it. You can see who's affiliated with who. certain things that they say, certain words, that you know what they're affiliated with, they know what they believe in, they've already chosen. The only thing I'll say to the people that have chosen because they want to be famous, they want to have fame or fortune, is that's nothing compared to what the Heavenly Father is going to give us if we make it into the kingdom of heaven. That's everlasting life in the kingdom of heaven. There's no deal here on earth that's going to give you that. That's a sucker's deal. Maybe who's going to remember you? Who's going to remember you if there ain't going to be no more earth? If there's no more earth, and we all have to go wherever we're going to go to. Someone's going to go to the lake of fire. Someone's going to make it into the kingdom of heaven. Who's going to remember you? Whatever you do here on earth is going to be irrelevant. Yeah, I've been trying to stay strong spiritually, brothers and sisters. I see it. I see how the instant enemy is going to attack. And we should know how it's going to attack, how they're going to attack. I know how they're going to attack. I've been seeing it. It's even going to use people that you love, your loved ones, to come up against you. That's the sad thing about it. Because I can preach here. I've been doing this for years now, right? Talking to y'all here. But if it's going in one ear, in one ear and out the other, then there's nothing I can do to help you. All I'm saying that he's even going to use their loved ones to come up against us. Fathers will be fighting fathers, mothers against daughters, and it's been happening, right? But it's going to get worse because if people are not spiritual ready and they don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ, it's going to get to the extreme, man. I'm talking about people being demonized, being possessed, and there's going to be all kinds of chaos and havoc happening. And if you're not spiritual ready and you don't have Jesus Christ in your life, it's going to be tough. It's going to be rough. That's all I can say. And that's the spiritual warfare that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about idiots with weaponry. I'm not talking about those fools. I used to be part of that. I'm not talking about that because this spiritual war is about domination of vessels, because the spiritual warfare has to do with the spirit. So it's going to be a whole completely spiritual war. This is going to be different, and that's just what's happening right now. I'm seeing it come to fruition. We got all kinds of things where I've been getting attacked by hackers and but people that con artists. I've been by people that know everything about me. I've been getting attacked in that manner, so I have to watch my Q's and P's. After I purchased my house, my new home, it's like they've been targeting me, man, trying to scam me out of money and stuff like that. I already got scammed once when I bought my home. So, I'm being attacked in that manner, and then being attacked spiritually is another. In which, you're trying to maintain your heavenly love foundation. But I see the unclean spirits. I see the openings that he's using. People that like to smoke cigarettes or whatever you smoke, that's a spiritual opening, because that's an entryway that the unseen forces can use. It's when you're inhaling that smoke, they can go right into you. So that's a spiritual opening that you have when you're inhaling that smoke, that an unclean spirit can go into your body because of the opening that you're causing for yourself. Is when you inhale the smoke. When you're smoking, that unclean spirit can go in you. Has anybody ever been eating or they're fixing to eat or they're going to get a drink and they open their mouth and they don't even take a sip out of the straw and they feel like a gust of wind going through their throat? That's what the unclean spirit does. he finds any spiritual opening to enter the vessel. That's one of the reasons I haven't really gone out there, done an investigation. I'm paying attention to everything that's happening around me, and the spiritual warfare has been here, and we got to be spiritual ready, brothers and sisters. I could be saying this, and which there's been many people that have been talking about this for the centuries, right? Maybe I can tell you this right now, and maybe I might not be here when the time comes. But what if I am here when the time comes that it's the end, that we got to face what we got to face, right? And I think, no, I'm not nobody to say when, what, or where, but the only thing I can do is prepare myself, whether it's my time or not my time, to face what I have to face. Preparation is very important. That's why I was talking about I was Montana Heavenly Love Foundation, brothers and sisters. Well, I'm gonna do something different. I seen Brother Josh Turner did not have a show, so if anybody wants to come on here tonight, let's talk what I'm talking about right now. Tell me how you feel about things. If anybody wants to jump on, tell me what you're feeling, because I know what I'm seeing. I know what I'm witnessing, and what I'm witnessing is that the veil is being lifted even thinner. I'm seeing the things. The spiritual war is being set in place right now, and that's what I'm witnessing. I'm not afraid because Jesus Christ is with me, but I'm seeing these things. That we have to prepare a certain way, and we really have to focus on that Heavenly Love Foundation, brothers and sisters. I'm seeing it happen. I'm sensing it. I'm seeing it. I'm feeling it. Something ain't right. Spiritually, it's something is happening, and people better be spiritual ready for what's to come. That's all I can say. I'm trying to maintain my Heavenly Love Foundation as the best that I can, but even then, I'm being tested. Things coming my way trying to test me. And I tie, bind, and rebuke in the name of Jesus Christ. That's all I can do is tie, bind, and rebuke in the name of Jesus Christ, and maintain my Heavenly Love Foundation, because it's important to maintain it. In order to overcome the trials and tribulations that are coming against us, we have to be spiritual ready. Good night, Cousin Jesse. You have to be spiritual ready. Yeah, let me see something here real quick. Yeah, I've been doing positive things to stay positive, and even like that, my daily workouts that I'm doing, I start doing it again, but I still feel it. I still feel something ain't right. You know, uh, just have to stay spiritual ready. That's all I can do for myself. Trust my senses, trust my spirit, trust what the Heavenly Father is showing me. How you doing, Sister Edna Wilson? definitely something happening in the air. I don't know what, but definitely I haven't gone and done an investigation in a while. Maybe one day I'll go again, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna continue to do my workouts, continue to heal spiritually uh, before I do anything. But there's a link if anybody wants to jump on and let's talk about it. Sister Brenda. How you doing? Us the enemy is going to target. I've been targeted. I've known that people gotten targeted. They're going to target even our loved ones, brother and sisters. It's happened in my family already. That loved ones are targeted in different kinds of ways, spiritually, physically. Being set up for failure is a thing that the enemy likes to do. Set you up for failure in a way that you try to get up on your feet, and it's going to be hard because they're going to block you from be able to do anything. In which the opening of hopelessness is going to be there. But that's where we got to be and come in and be there to support our loved ones. Because if we go and we cross over, they're going to be left here. They're the ones that are going to have to go through the trials and tribulations, right? Like we've all been through some kind of trials and tribulations, but that's the goal of the enemy, is to stop the generation from growing.
Yep.
And I'm talking about for the end to happen. That's one of the things. That's one of the things it wants to do. It wants to stop the generation from growing spiritually. So if it stops the generation from growing spiritually, and nobody from the generation next above us knows Jesus Christ, knows the Heavenly Father, or knows how to fight spiritually, then guess what? The unseen enemy is going to run havoc, and that's why the passageway into the kingdom of heaven is very narrow, and that's exactly what is happening right now. I don't know if y'all can see it. I see it.
I got to ask you something, Abe. You remember, was it the other night we were talking about how the government was calling a bunch of the pastors? Was it you I was talking to about that?
Yeah, I think you were talking to me about it.
Do you know that one of the things they were telling them was that some of the stuff they're going to find out, like I had said earlier, that there was no God, and that they needed to get their people ready for that. That the whole thing, the Bible and God, are all lies made up. They're going to push this on people in the churches, Abe. I mean,
there is a God.
oh yeah,
There is a God. I mean, look what they're believing in.
yeah.
The Illuminati, they believe in Moloch. They're believing in this other thing. So if Lucifer exists, then God exists. Jesus Christ exists. So whoever's pushing the narrative is full of shit. If it's the president of the United States doing that, then he's full of shit too.
Well,
and I'll say it right here
they
on
said
Spiritual
it was.
Encrypted Encounters. Whoever's doing that, they're full of shit.
They said it was. I don't know if it is people from. It's either the CIA or from the NSA. One of them were the ones that were having these meetings with the priest. So it's one of the 3-letter agencies that was having that.
Well, I'm gonna say it right now. I don't give a fuck which 3-letter agency. They can kiss my spiritual ass.
you know, and
And,
like,
and because I don't fear them, I don't fear those people
but
because
see,
Jesus
it's
Christ is
not
with me.
you. It's not you. It's not us that we need to worry about. We need to worry about all these people that have spent their lives going to church, and their pastor's going to turn around and tell them, "Yo, guess what?" And those are the people that we got to worry about because they're going to be
I mean,
devastated,
they've been doing this, Sister Brenda,
confused.
before even them talking about this about the aliens and all this. There's already doing it,
Well,
with
yeah, they've
the
been
rainbow
trying.
community.
Yeah,
You
they.
look what
Oh God.
when they started marrying people in church, male with male, and female with female. They're
Yeah.
dishonoring the
Well,
commandments.
and then they have like there's a church in Kansas, and I know it's there because my cousin goes to it. And they have the whole rainbow thing going on, and drag queens show up there in lingerie to sit and do sermons. I mean, yes, they have been trying to take the Father and they've been trying to take Jesus out of the equation for a very long time. But they get into these churches and they tell these pastors all this stuff. And whether or not we got little green men running around, that does not mean that we don't have a God, that Jesus is not real. That is not what that means. And they need to not make these people tell them this. I mean, that is the dumbest thing ever. You want to, and that goes with them hitting the churches. If they can't blow them up and they can't go in there with mass shootings, they're going to hit them where it hurts, and they're going to convince that pastor that this is what's happening. This is the real truth. This is what it is. And these pastors
I
are
don't
going
know
to turn around and
what
tell
church
these
it is
people
that's
this.
doing this. I don't know.
It's supposed to be a lot of it's supposedly they got a lot of them together. I don't think they're putting that out yet. I think they're being told to wait before they put it out, but supposedly they advise them all, a whole bunch of them. I'm not sure exactly which ones. I know the big ones
Well, you
probably.
know what I have to say about all that, Sister Brenda. If the pastors are not of faith of Jesus Christ, they don't need to
Mhm.
be pastors. They don't need to be priest. But if they can't do the job because they've lost their faith, because that's basically what it is, right? Having
Yeah.
no faith in the Heavenly Father,
Well,
then that's where we come in. That's where the chosen ones come in, and we do the job. We do the spiritual job, and we test those spirits to the test. Doesn't matter what manifestation they take. They want to
I
say it's an alien with Ty Bannerbrick in the name of Jesus Christ. If it's a DDN manifestation, whatever manifestations they take, we just Ty Bannerbrick in the name of Jesus Christ.
you know what I want to know? Because I know that the Vatican had to be one of those. I want to know how the Vatican's going to handle this.
I'm not even worried about the Vatican. I'm not even worried about the Catholic religion. The only thing my concern is what the Heavenly Father shows me and what He guides me to do. You
Oh
know
yeah.
that the Vatican's they're corrupted,
Oh
been
yes,
corrupted
they
for a
are.
very long time. So
But
I already know more or less what they're going to do
yeah,
because
and it's
they're
a
corrupt.
shame because there are so many people that believe in whatever the Vatican tells them. So it's kind of a shame that they are so corrupt.
Yeah, they're corrupt. I mean,
Is
look
that
what their priests were doing at one point in time with the church boys, the pastor boys.
oh yeah, well there's a lot more
There's
different
no
things that they've
religion.
done.
There's no religion that is perfect. They all have their faults. Every religion has their faults because nobody's perfect here in this world. We all live in some kind of sin, right?
Yeah, I don't look at myself as being religious. I'm faithful. I'm of
It's
faith.
about
I
faith.
believe in faith. Yes.
But who? Why would the government be involved in somebody's religion?
Because
That's
they want to
your
push that
faith.
on
That's your faith.
they want to because they want to take God out of everything, and that is one of the fastest way to do it is to put it in the church and have these pastors that people trust, and they support these pastors in these churches. So that's the biggest way to get that around, to do that, because they can't just say it on the news. People are going to be like, yeah, shut up, whatever. But is that Sage, or is that one of his 10 wives?
Oh, it's
It might
Sage.
be
Let's say Schoolie. How you doing, Sage?
I'm doing good,
Sage.
man. I'm doing good.
But
Well, that's good.
that's the fastest way to try to get to as many people, to put that doubt in them that they can. And it's sad that they're going to do that. I'm hoping that a lot of the people that go to these churches, when their pastors tell them this, I hope they all stand up and turn around and say, you don't know what you're talking about, and they walk out the door. And I hope that they follow by their faith and not by what one man's going to stand up there and go, well, the government said. Don't listen to the government. You don't ever listen to the government. The government has no idea what it's doing itself. So, but yeah, that's why they're doing it that way, so they can get it to as many people to push God out of the equation for somebody's agenda. So, and it's sad. I mean, yeah, we have to protect ourselves. We have to stay in our heavenly love foundation. We have to stay in our faith. There's going to be a lot of lost souls. A lot. If they listen to these people. And that's really sad. So, what do you think, Sage? What do you got?
Well, I could see something like that happening.
Okay.
A lot of people in where I live, they treat church like a social club. There's like some of the evangelicals and some like the normal quote Christian churches, and it's basically the bar without the alcohol.
Yeah.
So I could see I think it's called the Overton window. I could see that window being so wide open, or the envelope being pushed so far to that side already that people might run with it, and they might be like, whatever. Or some of them might panic and might lose their shit.
Yeah.
You know, I could see a lot of people down the Bible Belt and the Wasatch Corridor. I could see a lot of those people being panicky about it. But honestly, if someone's able to be manipulated like that with such little evidence, because like just like you said, just because they find aliens somewhere doesn't mean Bigfoot doesn't exist. You know, they use a non sequitur, a nonsense comparison, a false equivalency to make their argument, and they're falling short.
Yeah.
Like a water spigot can turn on in Texas. They'll have little to absolutely fucking no impact to me in Seattle.
Right.
So it's all a perspective that people have to carry in life, and it's all where their perspective is built.
I got a question for you, Sage. You know, that's something that the government doesn't understand, and God forbid it happens. But you remember what happened when the angel of death came, when he was called upon?
Oh yeah.
So, do you remember the story of how it happened?
like all the seals being broken, and then they get called
The
for.
angel, when the angel of death came and killed the firstborn in Egypt.
Oh, okay, yeah, the firstborn, yeah, the holy Passover, yeah.
Well, I see something like that happening, where people that truly do not have the faith and believe in Jesus Christ, in some sense of way, it's going to happen, and they're going to get taken out spiritually. I see something like that happening. That's what the government doesn't understand or realize, that it's happened before in the past. Just like that happened, Sodom and Gomorrah happened.
Yeah, it's almost like they couldn't rile up a civil war, so now they're just going to go for a religious war.
I'm just saying that, they're the Heavenly Father, it is a loving God, and He wants people just to repent and ask God for forgiveness. But
Right.
if it gets to the stage that they're going to want to test them, well, I guess the test is going to be on them, because the way He handles things, I've seen how He handles things spiritually, as in 7 times fold. And I think that's what's going to happen first, before they're trying to corrupt the people. Is that a lot of people are going to be taken out, and it's not going to be no virus. It's going to be the power of the heavenly Father taking out these wicked people. I'm just saying.
I've seen Glenn was telling me today when we were doing the show, I don't remember where he said it was at, but people are trying to push for and telling people you're not allowed to wear red ball caps anymore, because if you do, you take the chance of getting jumped and beat up. And they're trying to make it illegal for anybody. Wait a minute. Oh, where'd he go? Oh God, he's got to hear this. Can you hear me, Abe? Okay.
They try to boot me out.
They're trying to make it illegal for anybody to have a Trump hairdo. This is how crazy some of these people have gotten. Don't wear a red bell cap because you'll get beat up. And I said, do you know what that will cause right there? Every redneck on this planet, whether they have a red ball cap or not, is going to get red ball caps, and they're going to get in big groups and go down the road and expect somebody to mess with them. I mean, that is the dumbest thing I've ever. Everything spiritually right now is so on a bunker. Everybody's just crazy
because
right now.
People are falling for all the bullshit. They're falling for the division. They're falling for the racism. They're falling for all that crap. It's not even about that. That's what these idiots, and excuse my French.
No, you're correct.
This pendejos can see it's not about that we're at a spiritual freaking war right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're not talking about.
Yeah.
They're talking about everything else, but what the roots of the problem is the spiritual warfare is here.
They are
How are you going to fight it?
They're so wound up about this sickness on this boat. But there's one story that they're not putting out. Do you know that they went in on a Disney cruise ship and arrested 28 people that work on the cruise ship because they're pedophiles? They were messing with kids. But you haven't seen that in the news.
So basically, it's a cover-up.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm not buying this. I'm not buying this. People are going to get sick at that time of the year. And you know what? Guess what? Our flu is going to mutate. All right? It always does.
Every year.
Hand sanitizer, people.
The allergies come around the same time for every year.
And not to mention,
it's not a virus.
I'm in my mid-30s.
Allergies.
I'm in my 30s and I got a severe flu. It's probably 23 years old. I don't get
during COVID.
That's right, Legend of Zorro. Legend of Zorro said this is the start of a holy war. All Christians need to stand up for our Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah, during COVID, let me tell you a little something about nicotine. Nicotine is actually very good for you.
Yes,
Okay.
it is. It blocks the spike proteins from.
It does. And do
Mhm.
you know during COVID, my daughter and my son in law went and got their thingies and they both got COVID. I went to their house and I never got sick. I spent time over there because, my daughter was sick and I never got sick. I went places, I didn't wear no mask. I didn't care. I wanted to get it so my body would build up an immunity to it, but I never got it. Okay. But I also smoked and about a pack a day back then. So, they said, well, and I did a check. A bunch of my friends, the ones that got that thing and didn't smoke, came down with it. The ones that smoked and didn't get it never came down with it. None of it.
Well,
But
I smoked that
the
strawberry
flu's moving.
Kush.
And it doesn't help when we have people dropping boxes of ticks everywhere and ticks that have bad crap in it now. I mean, it's ridiculous. They keep trying to play God, or should I say devil's advocate is what they're playing. And they just don't leave things alone. They want depopulation. They say there's too many people on this planet. And here's the problem. What do plant life, trees, what do they live off of? You know what they need?
Oxygen.
Carbon,
Carbon carbon monoxide. They live off
carbon
of what
dioxide.
we
Yeah.
breathe in what they let out. They breathe in what we let out. You depopulate and you don't hardly have anything. Do you know what that's going to do to our ecosystem? What it's going to do to our plant life? Do you know what it's going to do? It's going to be kind of bad.
I mean, yeah, until the animals come back, the mammals and the lizards and the
Oh,
reptiles and
sure.
amphibians.
If
Yeah.
they don't kill them all off by then.
I'm just surprised we haven't gotten nuked yet.
They've been polluting the oceans
Ain't
for a
gonna
long
happen.
time. Oh, we lost Sage Cooley.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
He
they've been
said,
polluting the
did
oceans
you hear what he
with
said?
nuclear stuff
Did you hear what he
for a
said?
long time. Huh?
And just before we lost him, he said, I'm surprised we haven't been nuked yet. And boom, he got nuked. Where'd you go, Sage?
Let me see if I can bring him back.
It's like
Say
today
no
we're
more.
There we go.
it's like today we're in the middle of doing the show and Glenn starts talking about Trump's hair, making fun of his hair, and all of a sudden his electricity and his internet went out for 4 minutes. I
Yeah.
was sitting on the show by myself talking to Chris in the chat because Glenn was gone and he's the one that had all the material with him. And then he comes back and he goes, what happened? I said, stop talking about Trump's hair. Apparently somebody didn't like that and they just knocked you off. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said,
Charlie Kirk on Valhalla kicking people offline.
right?
Elon Musk gave him the hookup on the keys.
But things are just so. I keep sitting back, Abe, and I hear about everything going on. I see some of the stupidity, and I just think to myself, this has got to be a playwright show. This cannot be reality. It cannot be. There is no way. All of my life that I have lived, I have not seen, and I'm going to say, excuse my French, I have not seen such fuckery in all of my life.
Law Morgan says, I don't even believe in nukes.
Yeah. I'll tell you. I seriously, I have not seen so much crap in all of my life, nor have I ever heard crap. I used to work in a nursing home. I used to hear people's stories about when they were little and when they grew up. The old people, there was never any kind of stupid crap like there is now. I mean, it is so obviously stupid. All of it. And whoever's playing these games needs to really stop. Because
I
I've
know
about had
they kind
enough
of
of it.
targeted me and kind of like shadow banned me here on us on well, I said I'm doing a restream. I'd have put it to the test one day and do a live on YouTube just to see what happens. Probably try to ban my channel with shit.
Well, I don't know.
Because I'm not, I don't do none of that other stuff everybody's doing. Whatever they do to their channels, we have I don't monetize. I just do my shows. I don't, just
Yeah. Well, I know right now YouTube is really getting on like the true crime shows. They're demonetizing them for some reason. I'm thinking that maybe some of these shows that do the true crimes, they're hitting a nail on the head on open cases, so they're just demonetizing them and wiping their channels out. I do conspiracy stuff and dig up facts, but usually on older things like MLK, JFK, all that. So they leave me alone. I just have a little channel. They ain't messing with me. But Glenn and I now we do some stuff in the news, but we do it different. We put a twist on it, and we get it from places like we'll pull it off of the New York Times or the Babylon Bee,
but
stuff like that.
they're not sharing y'all out like
They
they're
don't
supposed to, right?
they don't mess with that. Yeah. I mean, we
Yeah,
have
because I see this kind of like, but what platform do you go off by?
it runs off of his platform, my platform. So we do Facebook, YouTube,
But
Twitter,
what's your main platform that
Twitch,
you?
YouTube. And we're also on radio. We are on 5 different radio stations. Um, 3 of them are in Australia and New Zealand, and then we have radio stations we run here in Florida, and I believe on I believe it runs all up the East Coast or South. But so we do radio, and our radio in Australia, we have over 41,000 people that listen every day over there. We break the radio station every time they get new people listening.
Oh wow.
So, it's we do it different. So we'll kind of sit there and make a little fun of things. We try to stay up the middle when it comes to politics, but we'll call out whoever it is, and it don't matter if it's Trump, Obama, or Biden or whoever. We'll call them out when they're doing stupid things.
It's a pretty
So
fun daytime stream to watch.
yeah, and
I tune in.
today was a mess because today was our first day back after vacation and Glenn being gone for 2 weeks. Um, and man, he just had everything fumbled, and we sat there and laughed because I said, "Hey, it's our first day back, and it's Monday. You're allowed to be a mess." He goes, "I know." So we're finally back at it for the next 2 weeks. Then we have to take another week off. Glenn's going to be moving out of his house and moving back to his mom's and staying with his mom. So he will be off another week then. That's all right. And then we'll be back. But so we talk about anything, Abe, and we say whatever we want to points, and we don't get in any trouble on YouTube or Facebook or anything. We haven't done anything as long
Yeah,
as we
I've
don't
been doing it
publish.
just off of restream, but it's like when I do the lives on YouTube, it's kind of like glitchy and grainy. It's not the
Well,
same like we do
well,
here.
when you set up Restream, does it have a spot where you push like boxes to where you go out to where you
Channels, yeah.
yes. Okay. So like I use Streamlabs and so does Glenn, and we go out to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Trevo.
I don't do TikTok, and the Twitch was doing okay, but TikTok, I just doing 3 right now.
No, we don't
I'm
play
just
with
doing
TikTok.
Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble right now.
We put shorts on TikTok, but we also do Rumble. But with Rumble, him and I, we upload to Rumble because I'm going to tell you something. I have not figured it out. I wanted to add Rumble to my streaming, and then I did. But I couldn't figure out how to get it to go live, and I did every step they told me to. I went live on there one time where I was live with YouTube and Rumble and everything, and I did it by accident. And I don't know how I did it. I couldn't do it again after that. So I finally said, forget it. So now I just, at the end of my shows, I upload the shows to Rumble. I would like to go live on Rumble, and I would cut out. If I could go live on Rumble, I would just go live on YouTube and Rumble until YouTube started giving me a hard time. Then I could cut out Facebook so that I don't do anything to upset Facebook, because, you know, God only knows. And X. I go live on X. So, but I don't know.
Something
So
definitely
you
isn't right with my phone right now.
said, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. A lot of electrical things have been having problems. I have a friend that lives in Maine, and his job, he goes around to other places, other states in the United States, to put in radio systems for like fire departments, police departments, different stuff like that. And they've had repeaters going down left and right all over the place. And
I went to the
everything.
7-Eleven and their system was down was moving real slow. The same thing that's happening at my house. And I'm like, what's going on? It's kind of like there's a signal or something affecting, I don't know. Something happened for sure.
I told somebody earlier, I blame the aliens. Why not? But yeah, there's something going on because even my, I use Wi-Fi for my TV. I have the Roku, and even that's been, I've had to keep restarting it. And the other day I had to do a reset on my internet 3 times. Things have just been so crazy. I don't know if we're being interfered with, which it could. There could be some cyber stuff going on back and forth. So, you know, you never know.
That's what I think's happening.
Yeah.
They try to disconnect me
And
when we
do
started talking about the chosen one.
yeah, they're just trying to
The
get at
chosen one.
everybody.
I ain't saying the names. Can you figure it out?
Hi, Andres.
Oh, what's up? I just wanted to mention real quick that not sure if you guys know, I think you might, Abe. Right now, I'm not sure about a PTOT spinoff, live turned true crime paranormal, where they dive into some spiritual aspect a lot, and they try to figure out the cause and what possible demonic entities are surrounding
Right.
the individual in question. And apparently, they're having some issues with that channel too. I wanted to bring that up while you were talking about like all these crime shows. They're being
Yes.
demonetized. They apparently they were in the process of going through that, and then they just hit a major stop. Like the progress just stopped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the one friend that I had look into it, because she used to do true crimes, and then she stopped doing it for the last year and a half. And she was going to go back to looking through it, and she ended up finding out that they're putting a stop to those. They're really slowing them down because, like I said, I think somebody from one show or another was getting too close. And sometimes when there's open investigations and people try to talk about those things, maybe they're letting stuff out that they're hitting the nail on the head, and the cops are like, whoa, 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 you know, or the government, whoa, whoa, whoa. So I don't know what they're doing, but they don't really mess with spiritual stuff, paranormal stuff, um, the conspiracy stuff, even though sometimes some of the things that we do on my show and some of the things we talk about gets the FBI in an uproar and they have to send me an email. So
There you go. Scott Baker says presidents are selected, not elected.
mhm. Yeah, it's been that way since do you know that it's been that way since I'm gonna say George Washington?
George Washington, Abraham Lincoln.
Yep.
It was way back then.
Yep, that's nothing new. We all go out and we vote, and because they want us to think that our opinion matters, and it really doesn't. But you know, hey, some people get a day off of work because it's voter day, and they take advantage of that. Any day you can get off of work and probably get paid for it, yay! Oh, I don't know. How's Rebel doing, Abe?
Rebel, he's just chilling here.
Ah,
He was right here by the door.
he's like, hey, I want my treat.
He wants his Scooby snacks.
Yep.
Sorry, Jesse, he's not here. Rebel's gonna have the Scooby snacks.
That reminds me, I got to get some more of those when I go to the store this week. That was the only thing that I snacked on that did not raise my sugar, and I was dumbfounded. But I guess it's because it's graham cracker. They say graham crackers are actually better for diabetics than most shit. So, but
I dropped my phone earlier, and this apps are not working right, man. I don't know is it that I dropped the phone or is it I took a picture?
maybe when mine starts getting
Messed
slow
up.
and when mine does that, it starts not acting right. I usually turn it off and wait a few minutes and turn it back on because sometimes your phones just need to reset.
Let me see. Yeah, this app's is not working. Let me shut it off again completely. That's what I'm gonna do.
Exactly, Lawrence. Central Casting.
Okay, I'm gonna shut it off completely. Do you put restart or just power off?
I usually just power it off, but you can probably do a
Yeah,
restart.
I'm gonna leave it off for a little bit. It fell off from the I worked out and took a picture in the morning. It fell down and hit hard on the ground. So now some of my apps are not working. But I know my computer didn't fall down and they try to disconnect me just because I'm using my freedom of speech.
I have a really good case on my phone that I only paid like $7 for it through Amazon. And good God, I have dropped my phone so many times on a concrete floor and nothing. I have no problems with it. I used to buy those Otter boxes, and then when I found this one, I was like, holy crap. I drop it all the time. I haven't cracked a screen. Nothing gets messed up. It's got the shock corners. So if you drop it on the corner, it doesn't shock it. Because sometimes if your phone falls on one of the four corners, that it makes it like a shock vibration in it, and it can mess up your phone. So maybe, do you have a phone case on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe it'll be okay. Maybe it just needs a rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut it off for a little bit and then I'll start it back up. Yes, I know it wasn't doing that until just now. It started like, what happened to my app?
Yeah.
I was waiting for this jackpot. You know how I'll be playing, and
Yeah.
the app stopped working.
You know how, wasn't there a time in history, like way back in the days in like the 1400s or 1500s, where, well, I think it even happened a couple times. It's almost like every time they have a reset, the first thing they try to go after is Christians and God. Like they try to do that. They've done it before at some point in our history. I know at least a couple times. So, I mean, it's like our guns. They've tried before to take them from us, and they'll try it every time. Every little niche they can get, they're going to try. We give them one little itty bitty inch, and they take a mile and a half. And now
So
they're
we
playing
lost somebody here.
Sage Cooley.
Sage.
Sage Sully? Wow. Well, they put him on timeout.
Yeah, I was gonna say his wife's.
I think he was
probably
having problems too.
Yeah. I know it's been a on and off thing today with me. I had to do a couple resets, and the other day, I don't know where I picked it up. I was on Facebook and I must have hit one of those little small advertisement things, but I picked up a virus in my computer. Oh, I was mad. So I had to drop everything I was
Do
doing.
you get a Social Security, Sister Brenda?
Yeah.
When do you normally get it? Mid-month?
No, I get mine. Well, I usually get mine around anywhere between the 20,
Oh, the
24th to the 30th. I get paid early because of the card that I use, but it's supposed to be the first of the month.
Because some people get paid mid-month, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get mine. I
Yeah,
get
I've
mine
been stressed
early.
out. I've been stressed out because hackers or hackers, but con artists been trying to contact me and shit, and
Yeah.
I haven't received my Social Security.
I have gotten some. I've had to change my cards so many times because
I might have to change it.
sometimes I do, like, I'll shop on Amazon,
Hmm.
and the last time I changed it, there was a charge on my card. Thank God it didn't go through. But there was a charge on my card for like $64. I'm like, what is this? And it was for some company that I ain't never heard of. So I automatically called the number, put a block on my phone so that that money could not be taken out. And then I called the company and told them, send me a new debit card, change my debit card. So they did.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what that was, but I pay, like, my phone bill I pay online and different things like that. But yeah, every now and then, sometimes, and I have notifications on my phone. So if something tries to charge my card or take any money, I get a notification. It has to get my approval on my phone before they can take it out. So I've got it set up like that.
Yeah, they try to hack me. Was it this weekend? Frickin', there was this guy that came on Friday. Was it Friday? No, Saturday. Drop a thing saying that I needed to contact the UPS and pay a tariff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a guy that had a UPS truck and everything. So I went to the UPS store and I gave him the card, and he said that I said nobody is going to give you that. There's no way that this person knows this information because my package wasn't even here yet. So they're saying that they won't give you a number to call. They said there's something that you can do over your phone. If there's a charge or something, you just do it over your phone to pay it. But they were saying that it was sounded like they were trying to hustle me.
Yeah, because don't they usually, if there's an extra
It's all in
charge
the
for something,
computerized. It'll pop up.
yeah, a lot of times if you are charged anything extra, like your shipping and handling and stuff, it's all included on the payment that you make one time. They don't come back and say,
this
well, you
this
need
package
this.
came from Pakistan. So believe it or not, if anybody's ordering from anywhere else through the UK and all those locations, they're going to charge you a terror charge. They charged me a terror charge. It was like $36 that I had to pay. So actually, it was less. It was like they were trying to tell me to pay the guy with a card 36, but it was like 20 something dollars. So they're trying to hustle me for
the
36
UPS,
bucks.
the
They
UPS
were,
driver
they
tried to
were
get
going to
your
hustle
card.
me to pay that money, and then I was going to have to still pay the tariff charge that UPS was going to charge me. So it would have been a total of over like almost 50 something, $60 that I was going to have to pay if I would have paid that, if I would have called the number that the guy gave me. So you got to be careful with those scammers or the con artists.
Oh yeah. Well, you heard what they're doing at the gas pumps again now. Not only do you have to watch the selector, the button pushing thing, to make sure that doesn't have one of those scanning things in it, but now what they're doing is they're taking screws, drywall screws, and they're putting them in like where you lift the thing to get gas. You take the spout out. They're putting screws in there so that when you're done, it's not ending. So the person scamming comes up after you've pumped gas and you think you're done, and you leave, it's not resetting. So they're coming and finishing pumping gas, and it's getting charged on your card.
Damn.
Yeah. I was like, you have got to be joking me. But who's letting these people in the gas stations? Because most gas stations around here especially, they're open 24 hours. You mean to tell me nobody's watching some guy go in there and drill something in there with the drill? Come on.
Another thing you have to look out for, I went to this place that had jewelry, and I was going to buy a necklace for my wife, for her birthday. And they had a little scanner thing. I scanned the card, and nothing went through. I said, oh, it's not working. So then I scanned it again, and nothing went through. So I paid with money. I paid for the necklace, and for something, I pay with cash.
Yeah.
So later on the day, I go to the house, and I'm at the house after, I put the present for my wife and everything. She got it. Then when I look at my phone, the two times that I swiped, I think it was like $90 something. It showed both of them. So it was $180 that they had taken out.
Oh my God.
Even though the scanner thing showed that it didn't go through, they took it out of my account. So I went to them that day, and I told them, hey, remember I paid for this? Well, it charged me here. I got the statement here. That y'all charged me 2 times. The 2 times that I scanned, your little computer took my money 2 times. And she was going to try to scam me, making me scan it another time. So she's like, oh, we wasn't trying to hustle you or nothing like that, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, it hasn't shown in my bank that it took out the money. I said, well, it shows here that you got it because it's got your name and everything.
Yeah.
So give me like an hour or two so I can figure it out. And then they called me and told me to go back. So I'll go back, and I said, man, I don't want to get gypped. And they said they would give me the money or whatever. But then I said, you know what, just let me get some other stuff and just give me the difference. So I'll buy me something else and give it there. But if I wouldn't have paid attention to my bank account,
Right.
she would have hustled me for $108.
Wow.
She said that she didn't mean that it wasn't intentionally, but come on, how you not going to know?
Yeah.
I mean, if she made it swipe me swipe, I'm thinking there's something that they've done before. But what do you think, Sister Brenda? Or do you think it was an accident?
No, I think there's too many places nowadays that are scamming people out of their money.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just that. Believe it or not, when I was in high school, and this was back before I graduated, which was in 2020, I was actually threatened. So I actually got an email on my school account, which is like,
Oh, yeah.
nice. I was actually threatened. I don't remember the whole email, but this was on school account, which is linked to like a system or something. So I'm not sure if they kept it, but I kept the school account on my computer. And it wasn't until I was that I went back into my computer to figure out what was making it so slow, and it turns out I still had it. I was going through some of the emails to like reminisce or something like that, and I saw that last email that popped up. It said something along the lines of, "I know what you do. If you don't send me $1,000, I will reveal it." And I'm going like, "What?" And there was a link right there, and I was tempted to press it, but then I remembered a scene from a movie that my mom watched, like uh, one of those drama things where if you click the link, it gives them access to your computer. I'm going like, nope, I'm not going to press that link. I'm just going to get rid of this email because this
Yep.
email is no longer of use to me. I'm not even going to that school anymore, so there's no point.
I don't open any spam emails. I don't open anything, any email, if I don't directly know who it's from. And it's got to be my doctor's office or like tonight, earlier today, Nelly made me a new song for my show. And it's cool. I just wish it was longer, but it's really neat. So
Oh, that's nice.
she made me a new one. So I told her I couldn't transfer it from the messenger where she sent it. I said, go ahead and send it to me in an email. So I gave her my email. Well, it came up in her name, so I knew who it was. But if I just get some random emails, I don't open them. I don't even open them. I don't click on them. The only thing I click is trash. And then I empty my trash. I don't even open anything. I don't care. I know if I order something, so if somebody sends me something and says, hey, you owe this, I'm going to say, oh, no, I don't, because I don't know you. And I trash it. I don't ever open anything. As I have said, I got that virus just the other day on my computer because I accidentally had to have hit something on Facebook when I was scrolling, and I kept getting all these things popping up all over the place. They wouldn't go away. I reset my computer. They were still doing it. I had to run down to Best Buy and go get a different antivirus with but I did. I'm glad I did because I run on a VPN now. So I had to go get that, put it in my computer, and took a couple tries, and it finally kicked it out. You can't trust anything nowadays. I don't care.
Yeah, and in terms of getting your account possibly hacked, I think this was like 2 years ago. I was shopping for something online. Okay, in terms of the whole notifications on your bank accounts, I got a notification that I spent $94, and I was going like, what? And I even texted my mom because she also has access to that stuff. I asked her if she spent some money on some stuff. She said no, and I decided to find out where I spent it. It was in some kind of grocery store, maybe something under the name Barnes in Arizona. And
Yeah,
I'm
they have
going
bonds
like,
out in Arizona and California. I
yeah,
know what a bonds is.
and I'm going like, nope. And I think that was not me. And then I realized, was like, ah, crap, did I get hacked? And I had to call and like tell or put like I probably did through the online app where I just blocked my account or shut it off, and I pretty much emailed my bank company that I need a new card, and I had to wait like, I don't know, a few days before I got a new one. So
Yeah,
like, you really got to be careful, because I
you
don't even know what I was just doing. Like, I was just going to different sites to find uh to get what I wanted, and they it just gave them access to my account, and I didn't even need to put any of my bank information either. They just used it through my phone.
wow. Edna, I don't know what the brand is of the phone case that I got. Like I said, I got it off of Amazon, and it didn't cost me but like $7.99, and it's the second one that I've bought because when I replaced my phone, there's some kind of a name on here.
You do have a purchase history on Amazon. If you can just go into the history there, you can see what kind of phone case you bought, and just like message her? What is it?
Oh God, I've had this phone case for this last one I've had for over 2 years. I don't even know if it'd still be in there.
They might have it. Doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah, it's purple and black, and it's a kind of like a hardcover, but it's it has worked really good. And like I said, I'm fumble fingers. I drop my phone so many times. If I was a cell phone, I'd run from me. I'm clumsy. But yeah, they're coming up with so many different ways to scam people. When you answer your phone, don't say hello and never say yes. If a number comes up that you don't know, I usually answer it and say, "How can I help you?" And then they don't know what to say. They're like, "Oh, they didn't say hello." Doesn't
Let me
set off
try.
the little
The
thing.
apps are still not working. Let me try to restart the phone. I don't know what's going on.
Well, you won something once.
Let me restart it one more time.
Or that app's just messing up now. But some apps, when they get updated, they just stop working.
Yeah, it might be the app too.
That's you want to hear crazy, not a crazy scam, but yeah, this is fucked up. Excuse my French. Uh, but my wife has a cousin that disappeared. That got kidnapped when she was a child, like 12 years old or 13, and they had gotten a phone call like a year ago that there was some people that had her supposedly had her captive, and they said that if they didn't want no harm to come to her, that they needed to transfer them like $1,000 or something like that,
Oh,
money and stuff. And there was they had gotten a female to pretend to be her or something like that, and they had called my wife's mother. So they were freaking out and stuff like that. And then last year, or it was the beginning of this year, there was a female that lives in Corpus Christi saying that it's her, saying that it's her. That she was talking about that she had got kidnapped when she was a kid, and
well, she better get blood test.
so if it's not one thing, it's another.
Yeah, it's too easy for them to look people up that have been kidnapped in the past because those cases stay open.
Yeah, they show them every year.
Yeah, and that is
Been
just.
missing for like 30 something years.
I actually heard a story like that where there was a kid that came up missing, and he was taken to another country, and they found out that far. But then one year he just popped up. He didn't look anything like he should have, but they were saying, "Well, it's my brother, it's my brother." And come to find out, it was just some guy from that country who wanted to come here to America and be an American citizen, and he acted like he was that guy that got kidnapped. And it's like,
It's a
people
cold
do
case.
anything.
She's been missing 40 years.
Oh yeah. I would
And
definitely be asking for paternity or blood test.
she's been missing for 40 years, and there's some heartless people.
Hmm. Yep. I'll tell you, I found it kind of interesting that when we went over and first started messing with Iran, all of our spam calls stopped for like a whole week. I didn't get any. It was all quiet. It's like, oh, yep, Ed and I definitely would ask for a DNA test.
Then yeah, for those that are single parents and stuff, have children, you gotta be careful, especially if you're shopping at Walmart's or any stores near the highway, because there's people that are posted up in those parking lots waiting to steal somebody.
Yeah. My daughter is taking a
I
trip.
seen three guys they were sneaking up on a girl, and I noticed how they were looking at her, and the mom was putting up the groceries, and when they were walking, I went and blocked the passageway, and I stopped and I was looking at them. They just turned around and went back to their vehicles, but they were going to try to take that girl.
Yeah, well, they're also going around putting flowers like roses in their door handles, and you got to be careful because they're also putting fentanyl and different stuff like that will knock you out, so they can just take you. They're dropping money on the floor on the ground, and I mean like a large bill where people are going to say, "Hey, I'm going to pick that up." And they're getting fentanyl on their fingers, or they're getting something and it's absorbing in their skin, and people are being knocked unconscious and dragged into vans, and it is crazy. And people ask me all the time, why are you so armed when you leave the house? Because I carry out and I have one hid. I carry two because people are
Uh,
crazy, that's why.
Scott Baker's a watch for white vans abducting people.
Oh yeah, they use black vans too, Scott. Yeah, it's bad. My daughter is leaving on the 13th. Her and my grandson are getting on a plane, and they're going out to California for one of my uncles having heart surgery, so she's going out there. And she plans on taking my grandson to Disneyland. And I told her, do not take your eye off of that child. She said, oh, I got him a backpack with a leash on it. And she used to tell me, because I used to have those when she was little, those things that go around her wrist and go around mine. Mom, you can't do that. You should have treated me like a dog when I was a kid. Well, now, now she says, Mom, I got him a backpack with a leash on it. I said, well, you better utilize it. Don't take your eye off of him. Whatever you do, don't let him walk behind you. Keep him
Yeah,
in your
no,
sight.
forget the backpack. In my opinion, I would just tie myself to my kid if I had one,
Yeah.
because some kids actually know how to get out of that stuff, especially
Mm-hmm.
nowadays. Because all those videos, they'll literally look up like how to get out of backpack, whatever leash, because and I'll make sure and if I and I'll tell my kid all the scary stories too,
Yeah.
because one of the things that especially emphasized in the Bible is also fear of the God, but also the fear of the unknown, and especially when it comes to real life here, we always try to implement that of like stranger danger. And some of these kids nowadays, sure, they know about it, but they don't actually listen. They just hear it and it just goes out their ear.
Yeah. A
And
lot
I
of
and
them.
they'll just like, you know what, like forget it. This is never gonna happen to me. And next thing you know, they're gone.
Yeah.
And
And
that's the part that sucks about it.
and see, my generation, it was conflicting because our parents always taught us to respect elders. Okay. But at the same time, they were also teaching us stranger danger. Okay. So if an old person walked up to us and started talking to us, what we would do is answer their question and then run like hell because we couldn't do either or. They were, always somebody there, but we were taught about the bad things that go on. But the thing of it is nowadays, like with my daughter, oh, mom, I don't want to talk about that stuff with him. I don't want him to be scared of everybody. No, yes, you do. He's 3 years old and he's a gorgeous, smart little boy. No, you want him to be afraid of everybody. Okay? He'll grow out of that when he gets old enough to make sense of it. But with as young as he is right now, you don't want somebody walking up and just taking him, you know? I mean, my daughter does good. She keeps an eye on him all the time. She takes him to these little play date places that they have indoors out there. It's like a playground indoors instead of being out in a park. And all the parents sit there and they watch the kids play. It's an enclosed place once all the kids are in there, they close the doors and lock it. Even the parents, all of them are inside together. So strange people can't just walk in, which, okay, it's safe. They make them show ID and put their names on a paper and all this other stuff. But she's talking about taking them. Disneyland's not a good place to begin with. And she's talking about taking him there. I said, why don't you take him somewhere smaller? Take him to, I don't know, Universal, Knott's Berry Farm, something smaller. Disneyland's just way too big.
Yeah, and another thing I noticed that somebody pointed out is, some of these strangers know the kids' names, and then the comment pointed out was that some of these kids have their names and their addresses written out on the back of their backpacks out in the open for anybody to see. And I'm just really like, and I thought about it, I'm like, that is just wrong. Like, put it inside a card in the backpack, not where everybody can see it. And next thing you know, it just takes a new teacher, not even an old one, or teachers that don't even care, and they just pick the random kid just because they know their full name.
Yeah. Well, and John's right too. He says nobody's safe, and that's correct, because some of
I
these
used to
kids
take my
aren't
son
even safe with people in their families.
I used to take him to the bus all the time and pick him up from the bus. Or
Yep.
when they would take the bus, where I'll drop him off at school, I would always tell him, don't be talking to strangers and all this stuff, I was looking out, not just for him, but for other children.
Yeah.
Remember one time I was going to the bus stop. They were dropping him off like around 3:30, and I was walking and I could see the bus arriving. Then I heard the kids were getting off, and I heard some screaming, because the girls, when they came off the bus, they were screaming. And I ran and I see my son was going on, and I looked. There was this man in a white car trying to take one of the girls. So I ran towards the vehicle, and the man see me, and he started taking off, and I freaking smashed his window with my fist, and he took off. They finally got the guy, but he was I guess a ex-military. They had caught him trying to take another child from another bus stop.
Wow.
But I smashed his window, and I had called the cops, and I told him, "Look, I smashed his window with my fist. So it's a white car." I give him the description of the car, and it's got a smashed passenger side. I mean, a smashed driver's side window. But they busted him like a day later. He was trying to. I don't know if he had taken a girl, but in the morning they had taken a girl. I don't know if she was walking or what. There's something about a bus stop, and they busted that guy. And it was the same guy that had gone with that I smashed the window, because I had found the smashed window.
Yeah. You just
Yeah.
can't trust anybody anymore. And I've noticed lately that the missing teenagers, anywhere between, missing kids anywhere between 12 and 14 has increased a lot. Ooh. Abe, did you feel the ground shake underneath your feet where you are?
No.
Well, it sure did here. Tell me, we had another freaking earthquake. It was little, but I still feel it. Hang on.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
The ground is shaking over there.
just a little rattle.
Well,
Yeah.
I know I got a pretty strong foundation. I know Fort Hood, they were going to have Air Force dropping bombs over there.
Well, not at 1 o'clock in the morning though.
Well, they do night missions.
12:45. Yeah, they're usually, lately when I hear them, they're usually done by 10:30. I don't usually hear, because I live right next to there, so I don't usually hear them after 10:30. I'll tell you, the other day they sure were. I don't know what they were doing, but man, they were rattling my windows. I thought for sure my windows were going to break. I don't know what they were playing with. Apparently they got a new toy. and they had to check it out. You know, we worry around here, Abe. We are
I got it
so
working
used
out.
to good. We are so used to hearing Fort Hood when they're out there training that when we go a long time without hearing them, we get a little concerned thinking something's up. You know, you get used to it after a while. But if you don't hear it for a while, it kind of makes you wonder what they're doing. We always know when they do deployments because when they do the deployments, we usually don't hear Fort Hood for at least 2 months. So I'm used to them.
Yeah, you got to be careful, brothers and sisters, especially you're trying to help out somebody, because if you wind up hurting the person doing something, they might put file a lawsuit on you. You got to be
Yeah.
careful. You got to be careful nowadays. I seen an article where this man was defending himself in his home. Somebody broke into his house, and the person he killed the person that broke into the house, and now that they're charging him for murder. So if you could sustain the person or till the cops get there, do that. Besides trying to take the law into your own hands, you know, because then you might be one up in his situation, even though that was his own. But he does have to go through the system. But you might never know; they might still try to find something on you to put you in jail.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Sister Brenda? I
Well,
was reading the article today that somebody broke into his house and he defended his home and he killed the man. And the man then they pressed charge on him for murder for defending his house.
well, I know that like my situation is different. There's rules, okay? What you're supposed to do is if somebody breaks in the house and you have a weapon, you go to the farthest room. You have to go to the farthest room before you discharge that weapon. But you also got to make sure they've got one. And anything can be a weapon. He could have a tire iron, that's a weapon. But for me, because I only have one leg and I'm in a wheelchair, and it would take me too long to get up out of bed and go to the farthest room in the house, somebody kicks my door in, I can open fire the minute they come into that door. But I got to also make sure that they fall in the house. If they fall out the house, and I literally had a cop tell me this, if they fall out the door, grab them by their legs and pull them back in. Because I'm just physically disabled, the rules are a little different for me because I can't get up and go by the time somebody comes through my door, go to the farthest room in the house. Because my bedroom is a living room. Because I live in a one bedroom and my caregiver has the bedroom. I gave him the bedroom. I'm in the living room, and my living room is set up with my computer, my bed, my dresser, all that. So they come in that door, they are coming into my bedroom. Period.
So imagine that, even going to a political debate or whatever, or march when people are fighting with each other, and you go beat the hell out of somebody because they attack you, and then you beat them so bad that they press charges on you.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing I was always taught. If you're going to shoot, you shoot to eliminate the threat, which means you shoot to kill. Because you're less likely to get sued by the person if they're not breathing.
Well,
Because
this guy
yeah,
he killed the person, and they're still charging him for murder.
where was that at?
I can't remember where, but I seen an article about it.
I mean, was it in Texas or a
I
different
think, yeah, it
state?
was in Texas.
Hmm.
I think towards San Antonio area.
There had to have
I
been
just seen the
something in there.
article that he was defending his house and his children because the children were in the house, and he killed the person that broke into his house, and then they pressed charges on him
Hmm.
for murder.
I wonder if there's something that has something different that might have been
It could be
involved in
different
that.
circumstances. You might
Yeah.
never know.
Because I know a lot of times if somebody does break into your house, especially here in Texas, you stand your ground and you have a right to, like,
You see
let's
what Law
say,
Morgan said, sister? It says in
No.
Massachusetts, they say you have the duty to run away from your own property.
Well, that's fucked up.
What? Over my dead body, I would be living in Massachusetts.
The only thing I can say is, pleading the fifth here is there's a lot of land in Texas.
Yeah.
So, like I say, Viva Las Vegas. Yeah, but the people that go out there to Las Vegas, money, they never make it back to their hometowns.
A lot
Yeah,
of them lose.
there's a lot of land in Texas. Just put it that way.
Yeah, a lot of those people in Las Vegas, they lose their money and just stay homeless out there. They live better than they do anywhere else.
No, what I'm talking about, some people disappear.
Oh yeah, when I lived across,
They get taken out. They lose everything.
I lived across the Colorado River from Nevada when I lived out there, and out there in Arizona, there are so many mines in the ground, just out there in the desert. Yeah, people used to say that all the time. We could take you out target hunting and you could disappear, and nobody would be the wiser because they're not going to go search every mine they have out there. And it's like, whoa. But yeah, and there is a lot of land in Texas, but here normally the way they do that, there had to have been something else involved in that. Either the guy wasn't armed, and if that's the case, if somebody breaks in my house and they're not armed, I'm going to shoot at the door frame just to
Or
scare
maybe
the
they were
shit out of
fighting
them so
outside.
they
They moved
leave.
it to inside the house. You don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, I didn't read the full article. I just seen what the main thing said. But I know I've been in a situation. That day was like around 12 at night, 12:30, and I had a case of water in the trunk of my vehicle, and something told me to go get it. So I went down there to go get the case of water. As I was getting the case of water from back of the vehicle, I heard some commotion to my right, and I looked. I used to live in an apartment complex, and when I moved to here to Temple, and I looked to the right, and I seen just something black moving down, the stairs. And I was like, what the hell is that? And then I was going to pick up the case, and on top of the case, I have my bayonet knife, fillet knife.
Yeah.
From when I would go fishing. It was my son's. And I hear, help me, help me. And I just see a blur pass behind me. It was a black woman. And I guess her boyfriend was hitting her, like throwing punches at her, the back of her head and stuff. She was running, I guess she was naked, but I couldn't see, because it was dark. And I seen just a guy trying to hit her. And I told him to leave her alone. He wouldn't leave her alone. And then she ran upstairs. I blocked him from going upstairs. And I said, you ain't gonna do nothing. You need to leave her alone. And then all the people started coming out, and they were telling the guy to leave. And I was just waiting for him to do something, But one of the things that happened is when he wouldn't leave her alone. When he passed behind me, I already had the bayonet out of the sleeve in my hand. So I put it back in the sleeve, and I just closed the door so I wouldn't
Now let me tell you.
get in trouble.
Let me tell you two things.
In my mind, out of reaction, I was going to use that to take him out,
Now,
But I'm glad I didn't do that.
right.
Because
Here's the thing. All right. I used to go over to my ex-mother-in-law's house, and one day there was a fight that broke out there between somebody, and I looked at her because these people went back to the car, and I said, if they come back with a gun, do I have the right to defend your home? And she said, yes. If you are somewhere else, like that girl, if you would have looked at her and said, do I have the right to protect you? Legally, you're fine.
she was saying, help me, help me.
Yeah.
That girl was saying, help. She was yelling like, this guy was hitting her in the back of the head. And she was, he's going to kill me. He's going to kill me.
I know. There are, and the bad thing about it, Abe, you can take that situation and call the cops, and do you know they would make her stay away from him, but she would probably call him the next day to come back. Abusive relationship
Yeah.
situations are like that, and it's so sad.
I seen her the following day, and it was messed up. There was a little baby involved. I hold the baby. The baby was not even a year old. You know, the little baby didn't know. I
Yeah.
guess it was the baby's father had gone visit her. I guess he wanted a booty call or something, and she didn't want to do nothing with him, and he got violent on her. You know,
Yeah.
so you know, I had to react to it. Then the following day, I'm with my wife, and then she's sitting on the stairwell with the baby, and she told me thank you. I guess she recognized me for the night before.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was trying to really really hurt her. You know, there's one thing I dislike is men like that,
Yeah. That put their
abusive
hands on
men.
other women. I had
Yeah,
a.
if
I
they want to be a bully like that, then I'll bully them. I'll give them what they want. You know, I'll be the huckleberry because of what happened in my family with my mother. I dislike that, you know, and luckily I know I had to hold my composure back because what I really want to do is hurt him, you know, what he was doing, you know, so he can feel what, you know, that it's not cool doing what he was doing to a
Right.
female.
right.
You know, you want to fight somebody, fight a man. But then I found out that they were both underage.
Oh, geez.
I think they were like 17 years old. So
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't punch the guy because then they would have got me for beating up a minor.
Well, if he would have put his
Even
hands
though
on
the
you
minor
first,
was trying to hurt her, you know, she was all black. He got some licks on her because she had bruises on her.
yeah. Do you remember that little bar in Harker Heights called Stetson's?
Yeah, on the
So I
right hand side going down
Yep.
into our drives.
So I was in there one night shooting pool with some friends of mine, and there was this guy and girl sitting at the table, and I seen this guy raise his hand to this girl, and she cowered in the chair. So I let it go and didn't say anything. Well, then he started arguing with her, and he snatched her up by his arm. So that was it. I'd had enough. So I put this pull stick down because you could see that she was obviously afraid of this man. And I walked over and put my hand on his wrist and I said, "You want to beat on a girl? Why don't you beat on one that'll take you on and hit you back? That is not afraid of you. So step outside." And he just looked at me and I said, "I think you need to leave her alone and you need to leave." And he ended up, some of my friends came over and he ended up getting up and leaving her, and we gave this girl a ride home. And there are some women that will hit a man. But here's the thing, if you are going to step up to a man and you can't whoop that man, you better be prepared to take the ass whooping you're about to get. Okay? But if I see a female cower to a guy, I'm going to get in the middle of it. Because you should never, if you're afraid of somebody, you got to have help, you know?
I see something like that at the bar in Harker Heights where the wagon wheel used to be.
Yep.
The bar used to go was right beside it called La Ramita back then. Then it was called La Ramita.
Yep.
And I was sitting in there with my sisters and we were drinking, you know, and the bar closed and we were walking out. And all I remember is I'm waiting. They're all walking out. I'm already outside. And this man comes out of nowhere and he's jumping in the air and kicks a female on the back.
Oh,
And my sisters, you know, hits my sisters. The girl, as she's falling, hits my sisters. And they're trying to figure out what's going on, you know. And then the man's right there after kicking. And it was the woman he was with, his girlfriend or whatever. So she's on the ground. And then this guy starts stroking her. And
Oh.
she's trying to yell, "Help me." And she's choking her. And I was in the military then. And I told my sisters, well, they're like, help her, Abe. And I said, they told me not to get involved in domestic violence, you know, because the odds is that they're going to go back to the guy. So then I see my sister's crying. So I go over there and I grab her my hands and I say, "Let her go." And I I open up his hands, and then he starts kicking her kicking her on the face, and I lose it. At that time, that bar was made out of brick, so I slammed him all the way down the wall. Boom, boom. This guy was a Spanish guy. By the time I took him all the way to the end, and his head is hitting the brick, took him all the way down the wall, slamming him. He finally says, "Okay, okay, okay." And then I look at him and tell him in Spanish, así no se hace aquí en los Estados Unidos. That's not the way we do things in the United States. That's what I told him in Spanish. And then he's all messed up, from me slamming him. You know what the irony of that is? That they call the cab, and the female that was getting choked out and got kicked by him went up to him and told him, What did they do to you, baby? What did he do to you? Are you okay, baby?" The same woman that was getting choked and kicked went up to him, worried about if he was okay, but
Yeah,
she was not worried about her own health. And I looked at my sisters and I said, "You see, that's why I didn't want to get involved." So then the following week, I go to the bar. The same guy's there with the same female. This time, the guy, I'm sitting there and he buys me a beer and never said nothing to me again. He bought me a beer, like out of respect or whatever, because I could have really hurt the guy of what he was doing. And I asked him, I said, why did you do what you do in Spanish, and he said that his girlfriend was talking to a guy and he thought she was flirting with him. So he did it out of jealousy. It's crazy, right?
Yep. It is crazy.
Well, Lib, you're about to hit the 2-hour mark.
Yes,
So I could have put myself in a situation there for, but I mean, what am I supposed to do? I mean, the girl was purple from the face.
Yeah, true.
But when I finally did help her to move it, he was choking the shit out of her. I don't know, maybe he was getting her ready for later on the night. They're into that freaky shit.
Right.
Let me get her choked up and dizzy, then choke her up a little bit more and handle her in la cama in the bedroom. Some people do some freaky shit. But you were saying help. What does help mean?
Are you the man?
Are you them? It means that they're in trouble, right?
Mm-mm-mm.
Look at Law Morgan over there. He put in a smiley face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people.
You probably had the freaky relationship where you like getting choked out.
Some people don't know how to act in public.
Well, they were drunk, so only God knows,
yeah.
man.
I don't know. When I used to drink, when I got drunk, I loved everybody. I was a happy drunk. Unless I was drinking tequila. If I was drinking tequila, I was a happy drunk till somebody pissed me off. And then I was mean. So I'm kind of glad I don't drink anymore. Can you
Well, tequila or was it whiskey will make me rowdy. I don't mess with whiskey.
No, whiskey, I'm okay. Tequila, like I said, anything really, I'm good. I'm a happy drunk. I love everybody. We're there to party and have a good time. Yay! But if somebody does something to me to piss me off, boy, I don't know where it goes. All that happiness goes away, and I turn into this raging little, I don't even know what. I have been kicked out of better places, let me tell you.
Gremlin?
Yeah. Little old me. I was like, whoo, because I used to be tiny when I drank. I was 5 foot nothing, didn't weigh anything. anybody could walk up to me and just toss me over, but it didn't happen.
Ooh,
I was,
Brenda, you're giving Madeline a run for her money. She's
I
going
was,
to hear.
I was
She
mean,
what?
man.
How
He's,
tall is Madeline?
No idea.
La Duende. Madeline's short.
is she?
Yeah. Didn't she say she's like 3'2"?
I know. I know for a
No, I
fact she's
think
under 5'5".
yeah, she's like four something, like
No.
4'9",
Yeah, she I think she might be around that height.
4'9". Tell her I got her a new pet she can ride on.
No, I'm worse than being Hispanic, Edna. I am German,
See,
Irish, and Portuguese.
she can
So
go
Really?
off terrain now with this one.
yeah, that's cute. I like that.
Huh.
Turtle.
Yeah, but it's gonna be slow though. So Madeline's gonna what? So wherever she's gonna go, she's gonna be grumpy.
Yeah.
Brenda, you sure you're not Hispanic? Because you definitely seem like it to me.
I'm Irish, German, and Portuguese. So I do have 3 very bad tempers. But I keep
Don't
it
Irish have a
around.
thing with like whiskey or something?
Yeah,
The
God.
Fighting Irish.
A lot, yeah.
I was about to say
Irish
because I
people
remember
don't
the
know how to
Irish
handle their alcohol. They can't handle their alcohol.
and
They get slobbered up drunk and then they want to fight everybody.
that's what I was about to say. Like, isn't there a
Is
stereotype with them?
or they
Yeah.
want to fight because of the booze, or they want to fight because they're midgets?
I think
I'll say
they just want to
both.
fight.
I mean, look at O'Connor. He's like a midget, ain't he?
My father is Irish and my mother is German and Portuguese. My grandfather was Portuguese, my grandmother was German. So, yeah.
I found out that my grandfather was Portuguese Irish. I couldn't understand what he was saying to me.
Yeah.
When I
You know
was,
that
I mean, he
feeling.
was already. I was like when I was 3 or 4, he was already like 80 something. I couldn't understand what he was saying to me. Had no teeth. He was already up there in age.
I remember when I was younger, my grandmother and my grandfather would be speaking to each other, and my grandfather would be speaking Portuguese. My grandmother understood it. She would talk back to him in German, and he understood it. And my dad would sit there and say, you guys just all need to shut up. So, and
Yeah,
that's
I
where that
remember
went.
when my friend almost got attacked by a leprechaun, man, in Germany. We had been clubbing. He was already drunk, drinking beer, and it was already like 2:30, 3 in the morning, and we stopped at this little. It's kind of like a ghost house where they still serve your coffee. They're not serving no more booze, but they had some kind of breakfast there. They would get like noodles or something,
Yeah.
with ham.
Abe, hold on. Was the leprechaun wearing green?
No, check it out. So we're sitting down by the window, right? And this restaurant is like in the down in downtown where all the people are at, right? So we're sitting there and we're sitting by the thing. We see this guy, this big old dude, show up on a freaking like a ninja motorcycle. You know those speed bikes.
Yeah.
He looks buff and like, man, that motherfucker look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. My friend's all drunk. He's like, oh, shit, what the fuck? His name is Grimes, so he's all drunk, like, oh man. And then he's sitting there, and we hear the door open, and I'm looking, and we just see the little guy walk in, but he was huge from the upper body, little guy. And my friend was drunk, like, oh shit. And he started singing that song. I'm the lollipop kid.
Oh, God.
The lollipop kid song. My friend was singing that shit, and the little guy got pissed off, like coming at him. And it's like, hey, he's drunk, man. He's drunk. Saying something in German, and gets out of there, gets on his freaking bike, and takes off. But if I wouldn't have told him to leave him alone, he would probably beat up my friend. He would have been beaten up by a little leprechaun, by a little midget. He was pissed. You could tell he had Irish in him. He had the Irish blood of the leprechaun.
You know, that's the one thing that gets me when people try to build all those massive muscles. They always focus on the upper body. They always forget the lower body. Like, what's the point of having those muscles if you're not going to try to match them like everywhere?
Right.
I only focus on like one specific spot of the body. Makes
You know what
no
that
sense.
reminds me of? When I see people that are built like that, the first thing that comes to mind is the Tasmanian devil, how big it was, but it had these scrawny little legs.
Yeah.
I just don't know how the hell he was driving that motorcycle. How was reaching the pedals?
Maybe he had extensions.
I wouldn't be surprised if he
Figure it
did.
out. He was pissed. He wanted to beat my friend up.
Oh,
So
I
that would
bet.
have been messed up. I would have had to beat up a little leprechaun, a little midget,
That'd have
just
been
to
bad
defend my
if he'd have
drunk
been able.
friend. Even though my drunk friend was in the wrong, it's still wrong that the midget would have tried to take advantage of him. So I would have had a leprechaun underneath my belt as a victory. Sorry, Madeline.
But
you got to do what you got to do.
But what if he would have been able to take both of you?
He could have.
Maybe. Well, I forgot to ask this at the beginning. Was he also a redhead, or just like normal brown-haired old guy or whatever?
Was it?
Was he a redhead?
Yeah, he was a redhead.
Oh,
course.
firecracker.
Little leprechaun redhead, man. You probably would have pulled out his shillelagh and shit.
That's what they used to call me, because my hair is a auburn red. And that's what they used to call me, firecracker. It's a firecracker.
Yeah, that was funny as hell, man. My friend don't even remember that he was too, he was like in the spirit world. He was drunk off his ass.
Oh, yeah.
You don't remember. You don't remember. He said, "You remember the leprechaun? What leprechaun?" And then later on during the day, he remembered. Oh yeah. But Grimes was one of those guys that would, by the time it's already 10:30 or 11, he's already drunk, and he's still drinking. So at the end of the night, I had to literally carry him out of the bar, put him on my shoulders, put him in a cab or whatever.
I think I've only been that drunk where I didn't remember what happened the night before once in my life. But that night, I drank almost a whole bottle of Jose Cuervo to myself at the bar. Yeah. I went home in different clothes and couldn't find the clothes I left with, and went back to the club to go talk to the boss and found my bra on the ceiling fan. Yeah, I was a mess. I was like, what happened last night? And all he said was, if you don't remember, I'm not telling you. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do?
Did you ever find out?
No, and I smacked my husband because I had taken him with me at the time, and he was supposed to be babysitting, and he lost all control because he had a naked girl in his lap.
Oh God.
And he just let me drink all the tequila.
Wow.
That's not good.
No, especially when I went home in some overgrown man's shirt and don't even know where it came from.
What?
I didn't even know whose shirt I had on. And I didn't have my clothes. The dancer
Sister
gave
Brenda,
it to me the
Brenda,
next
this
day.
is not one of those type of shows, Sister Brenda.
That's just hilarious.
I walked in and the dancers are like, hey, we got your clothes. I'm like, what are you doing with my clothes? I was like, what happened? Nobody wanted to tell me. I seen my bra on the ceiling fan when I walked in. I'm like, why is that even up there? What did I do? Yeah, that was
You ever leave a trail of clothes when you're drunk?
apparently I did
That's
that
what happened
night.
to me. One time I went out. I was living in the billets. I lived on the third floor. Then in the morning, I hear somebody knocking on the door. They're like, "Hey, is that your shirt there?" I say, "Yeah, well, go pick up all the other shit. It's all the way down into the."
Yeah.
My boots were down there in the duck pond, and every level there was something, a sock or something in each level. I didn't even know
Well,
how
I
my
did
pants.
something
You know, I was drunk off my arse. I don't even remember how I made it to my room.
because look, we were at the strip joint, and my husband said that we went home $300 richer that night. So, me with no clothes, him getting all that money, I'm gonna assume I was dancing on the pole. I'm just gonna assume this.
What the?
Just saying. Like, oh my God. Yeah, I used to work the door for that club. I would, give them their wristbands and take their money. So apparently my boss let me dance that night.
There's a Jose Cuervo. They said, so Brenda, that song Jose Cuervo was about you.
Yeah, it was because
Jose Cuervo was my friend.
it was my friend. Me and my friend Jose. Oh boy. And then my boss says, "You owe me for a whole bottle of tequila." I'm like, I drank a whole bottle. He goes, "Just about." It was all you. I was going behind the bar and pouring my own shots. So yeah, apparently it was a good time. I didn't remember it, so but everybody else must have had fun. It was bad. So like I said, I'm so glad I don't drink anymore.
Sister Brenda was a wild child.
Yes, I was. I was. All the way up until I was 50. There was no stopping me.
I used to party all the time. When I was in Fort Hood, I used to go to West Fort Hood. What was the name of the bar? Longhorns? Was there a Longhorns over there? Where the Officers Club was? On
Oh,
West
yeah,
Fort Hood?
I think so.
Yeah, I used to go there. And I was underage, and I still drink for free. I mean, with my spree card, they wouldn't even ID me, and I would just be drinking there. And P's wouldn't come in there or nothing. I would just be drinking away, and then take the cab back to the billets. Pitchers were cheap. I would shoot pool, drink beer, do a little bit of dancing, but it's like it was always the regulars there. But then I started hanging out in Harker Heights.
You
I used to
heard
get up there. In
you
Harker
heard of
Heights.
that Girls Gone Wild, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one night the bus had come and was outside the parking lot of Starlight, and me and two of my friends, two young girls, they used to dance over at the club, and so we went over by the bus and we're like, "Hey, can we come and look and see what this bus looks like?" And the guy says, "You can, but you have to flash us your boobs." So I looked at the other two girls and I looked at him. I said, "I'll tell you what, I'm too old, but I'll talk them into it." So I told them, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll do it." And matter of fact, I still have it. It's a pink hat, and it says "Girls Gone Wild" on it. We got to go on the bus. It's a pretty cool bus.
What happened to that guy? Didn't he get busted?
I don't know. I know they traveled all over the place and they were everywhere.
I think that he disappeared from the face of the earth because they were
Yeah.
looking for him. I guess some of these girls were
Biggest-
minors,
I think that's what I heard.
and he had an island or something, and he's been missing ever since. And they never found the guy. I don't know if he's alive or he's dead.
Took all that money and probably went to Puerto Rico.
He was like a
Costa
millionaire
Rica.
or something like that.
Yeah, they just one day just poof.
Disappeared
Didn't
from the
hear
face of the earth.
anything more about Girls Gone Wild. Nothing. Not in Vegas, not nothing. Just boom, done. So I don't know. But I have a hat.
That was in the 80s, right?
Ball
The
cap.
Girls Gone Wild. The 80s,
90s,
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 90s.
and early 2000s. Yeah, it just disappeared. Didn't hear nothing more about them at all. They used to have videos all over the place, you know, them wild party videos, and they even had them on YouTube. But just one day, nothing. So it was pretty weird.
They'd be going to all the clubs where the girls are drunk.
Yeah.
That's when things would happen.
Well, they were fun people, but
Then they started, for those that go to clubs, they started putting stuff in people's drinks and
yep.
that date rape drug.
I had something put in my drink one night, and thank God I was in a club where I knew every one of the bouncers and I knew the waitresses because they sat me down in a corner and they protected me. And some guy came over and said, "You know, she doesn't look good. Maybe I should take her home." And they're like, "No, you're not. We got her. Go away. Leave her alone." And they kept me and took me home. And I know I was drugged because when I woke up the next day, I was walking into the walls. I was still messed up. It took me 2 days to recover from that. You know, they took me home. They ran a hot bath for me, got me in the bathtub. And I mean, I was just, whew, it was horrid. But I had a drink at the bar and I was sitting with a bunch of people and I had to use the bathroom. So I said, "Hey, can you watch my drink? I'll be right back." And Mickey says, "Yeah, I'll watch it." And I come back from the bathroom. He's on the dance floor. Well, I didn't think anything of it. And I drank it anyways. And it was the first drink I had that night. And I didn't even finish it. And they found me outside the side doors in the rain, sitting on the ground in a puddle of water. And they brought me in and they sat me in the corner by the bar. And one of the waitresses was getting off of work and she was my roommate. So she sat with me until they closed the club and then the bouncers took me home. But that guy tried to take me home. He was like, "Man, I need to give her a ride home." And they're like, "We don't know you." He's like, "Well, I know her." And they tell me and I look up and apparently I told him no, I didn't know who he was. And I'm thinking half of these people are my roommates and they don't know you. What do you want? So yeah, they kept telling him, "Nope, you're not taking her home. Sorry, we got her." Yeah,
So,
it's good to have
know,
friends.
people worry about Bigfoots and Dogman and Vamp, and that's Nosferatu, Succubus, Incubus, but then you got other motherfuckers. Excuse
Yeah,
my French.
you gotta worry about people, I think, more than
People,
anything else.
people that are doing bad things.
Yep.
You got rapists,
Yep.
serial killers. You've heard the stories, you've seen it.
Yeah.
Even
At
then,
this, what, Andres?
I was about to say, like, even then, you got to remember some of these people probably don't even know what the hell they're doing. If they got so many openings in their spirit, these entities take them over. Some of these people aren't even in control. It's the entity acting through them.
I'm telling you, at this point, with the way things are right now in this world, I stand outside with my thumb out waiting for a UFO to fly by to get me out of here. These people are crazy.
Yeah,
You'll be,
that's gonna be the crazy part. I'm not sure what you guys think about these extraterrestrials. Some people say they're nice. Some people say they're demonic entities. I'm gonna say, like, screw all that. I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself. I'm just gonna stay my faith in Christ. And if His name makes any of these entities record or
he
like,
does.
yeah,
The one I faced, it broke his manifestation. It broke two manifestations. The manifestation of the man, it broke his manifestation, and then it showed me parts of as it was messing the manifestation of the man and showed me the green. It started breaking that manifestation as I was praying within myself. I did not type by and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. At the time, I wasn't time by it.
Well, those reptilians do not like the name of Jesus. But they
Yeah,
say
don't.
that there are some entities that are good that don't want us to destroy the world and they want peace. But okay, well,
That's
if
the thing
that's the
that worries
case,
me.
then they need to come and get in our government, and they need to run the government because our government's screwing everything up.
Yeah,
I'm just
that's
I'm just saying that I put it to the test, and it's led me to believe that reptilians are the same thing. The DDN, demonic, they're the same
They're
because
nasty.
I broke its manifestation. Yeah,
They
yeah,
are
it's
because
nasty.
but
go
that's
ahead.
as I was saying, like if any of these supposed aliens decide to come here, I'm gonna try to see if I can put my faith to the test the spirit for in any of them, not just Dracos or reptilians, and
Everything you got
you
to
know
test the spirits of everything.
every that's what I was gonna say. Test everything. I don't care if they're
Yep.
claiming to be good or what. I'm gonna test it
even
anyway.
if even if it's a Jezebel spirit of a woman, like what happened to me with that the deer woman. I think I've shared the story with y'all.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, you were with like your nephew, if I remember correctly.
yeah, that was crazy right there. And she was a very beautiful woman, but then I'm gonna tell my love foundation, her beauty, what she was trying to do didn't work. And she's trying to get me to give her a ride. Then she went to my nephew asking him to give her a ride, and he said, "Lady, I don't even know you." You know. So as she was walking away from us, what happened is we're up in I think the area had flooded at the park, and my friend that lived down the street, brother Dave, had said, "Hey, I'm gonna go rent a room because my house is flooded. It damaged everything. I'll come back tomorrow." His car had gone underwater, and they left. And me and my nephew were outside. We're talking about the military. He wanted to join, and this one we seen this big old giant dark figure like bulto, a big old shadow pass right beside his vehicle. I said, "Hey, I think there's some people down there at the park because they look massive, right?" So we took our running that ways. We checked the vehicle. The vehicle was locked. Then we went and checked the door of the house. The door was locked. And I was looking, where did that, whatever it was, where did it go? So I started going in between the mobile homes. So I was going between the mobile homes. This when the woman came out from between the mobile homes. And she had a smile on her face. Her eyes did look yellowish. Uh, and she just had a beautiful smile on her face. And I said, "Are you here for brother? Are you here looking for brother Dave?" Because she came out of the darkness into the light. I'm standing in front of her. She's got this smile on her face. Didn't say nothing to me. And then I said, "Are you here for brother Dave?" Didn't even say she was looking for him or nothing. Then she asked me like, "I'll give her a ride." Then she asked the same thing to my nephew. And she started walking up the street after we said no. As we were walking up the street, I noticed that her right leg kept on moving like this, like real fast.
Ugh.
Let me see if I can make it faster. He was twitching like that, like, what the fuck is that? And we're like, what the fuck is that? Half her body was normal, but her right side was moving real fast like this. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, we were like freaking out. Me and my nephew were like, what the fuck is that? Because her right leg is moving like this. And then I'm looking and I'm seeing a leg of a freaking deer. Hoofs. I was like, oh shit. And then the first thing I thought about is that's a shapeshifter. So we started walking up and she was moving real fast. We ran up the street. We couldn't see her. By the time we went to the main entrance of the Mohawk by the Domino's, by the stop sign, we looked to the left and she's already on the highway going real fast.
Oh
And it
wow.
was not a woman. It was, I believe, I said, well, I went home and I said, man, what is it? Like, there's such thing as a deer woman? That's because I seen part deer and part, there was a woman. So I looked up deer woman and boom, it popped up what the deer woman was. It's a vengeful spirit, that's like a skinwalker that is going after men that are being unfaithful. That's what she does. Men that are being unfaithful to their wives, she goes after them. So I think she might have been my brother Dave. He was not with his wife anymore, but that she was there where he lived. So My nephew freaked out when he seen that too. Like that's why I know of the deer woman because I seen her and the shirt that she had on, Sister Brenda,
Yeah.
was not. I don't think it was really a shirt because it was the print of the deer print shirt that she had on. Like
Maybe it's her
deer,
skin.
yeah.
Wow.
And they say if you she was trying to get focus here. They say if you pay attention to the feet, then you'll be able to see the beastly feet. And that's what we witnessed when she was walking up the street was a beastly feet. I think I didn't give her enough time to manifest, but that can manifest fast. That she could not hold the form for so long. That when she was going up the street, I guess she was already shape shifting back to the beastly form.
Wow.
Okay. Apparently Flower has a question for you. Have you seen any humanoids of craft? You're gonna have to elaborate with craft for me. Like, what do you mean by that?
Like
Humanoid. When he means humanoid, he means something that looks human, or he's saying that it's human and beastly, like what people call an inhumanoid or whatever. I mean, to me, this things are. If it was a real spirit of a woman, maybe she was a woman at one point in time, but since she was into the dark arts, to the witchcraft and necromancy, then she became Shifter Skinwalker. You know, in which the spirit, once they die, they I think they're promised that when they die, they're able to shapeshift into the skins or hides of the animals that they have, or something like that. They have the capability of shapeshifting.
oh
When I
boy.
hear people say that they hear bones cracking and all that, uh, it's just different. It's spiritual manifestation. You're not going to hear no bones cracking because it's an appearance. It's a manifestation of what they're taking the form of. It's more of magic. You're not going to hear no bones cracking or nothing like that. I don't think so. But what do you think the manifestations how they could be, Sister Brenda? You think the manifestations more of spirit that if you were to try to touch it, is your hand's going to go through it, or do you think that if you touch it, then it can try to, if it's try to take because you're thinking it's real that it might attack you? What do you think?
Well, I think depending on how strong the entity is, that if you tried to touch it, you may feel something, and then it might try to grab you. But in most cases, a manifestation usually is nothing but like a spirit or an element type being that you probably should be able to see through. So it all depends. Like okay, the reptilians, from what I'm supposed to understand, is they have this thing that they can put over people to where that's where they hide themselves before they manifest back to, or shapeshift back to their own being self. So that's why we can look at them and we see human. Now, I smell them, so I don't look at them as human. But
So what do they smell like, Sister Brenda, that you had your experience? Can you tell the viewers of the experience that you had about the reptilians so they can understand where you're coming from?
picture a dump, a trash dump, that has been smoldering in the hot sun for 10 solid days straight and rotten eggs. They smell like garbage and rotten eggs. Bad trash. Pungent.
Pestilence.
Just stink. But they do smell like garbage. Bad garbage. Rotten garbage.
Rotten eggs, that's already telling me like it's like.
They don't smell
I mean,
completely like rotten
did you
eggs.
see when you had your experience? Did you see their reptilian manifestation?
Yes. And they were in a room and there was military guys with big weapons standing behind them. So they
And
weren't allowed to move.
how tall were they?
Well, I was 5, so I was really little. So they were very tall to me. Thinking about it now, I would say they were probably maybe 7, 8 foot tall.
Color green?
They were a greenish brown. Their skin didn't look. It looked like scales, but they were like shiny scales, almost like feathers. Yeah, and the ones that I seen didn't have the long tails. They had a stub tail, like it was shorter.
Like the ones from Land of the Lost, the sea slags.
Oh, kind of. The way it was explained to me when I was older was the shorter the tail, the younger they are. The longer the tail, the older they are. And the ones that have really, really long tails, they're considered like a royalty of the reptilians. Like they do their thing. But they did smell bad. And I asked my dad why they smelled bad. And my
So
dad
there's
told me because they live
reptilians that exist. Where do they live?
underground.
All the reptilians?
They can come up when they look like humans. You know where I see them the most? When they're filling
The
their
White House?
cart. No, when they're filling their carts in a grocery store with nothing but meat and nothing else to go with it. They buy a lot of beef, red bloody beef, and they don't really have anything else in their cart but meat. So, yeah. So I'm guessing those are the ones that don't like to go out and take the chance to hunt humans to disappear and eat them, because that's what they eat. They eat blood. They eat flesh. So, yeah. I asked my dad why they smelled so bad. My dad told me because they live underground, and I said they don't have showers underground. And I was a 5-year-old kid, and I told him, I said, can we take them to the house so they can take a shower because they smell really bad? And my dad just looked at me and laughed and tapped me on my head and said, nope, they cannot come home. They are not pets.
And what was this that you seen the man, Sister Brenda?
When my uncle took me with him to his job over in
Fort Worth?
Area 51, no.
Oh, Area 51.
Yeah, my uncle used to work, or my dad used to work for Area 51.
Well, sorry guys, I gotta go. My phone's at like 3%.
All
So
right,
I'm saying
Dennis.
I'm saying goodbye before my phone like dies on me.
Yeah, I'm getting tired myself too. I got a show to do tomorrow.
All righty. Well, thank you all for jumping on. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. We're just asking a couple of questions. But thank you all for jumping on here with me tonight. Do you want to say your farewells?
Well,
Well, thank you, audience, for staying with us despite the fact it's like 1:40 in the morning. But thanks for tuning in and listening to all of us just talk. Hopefully, everything that we talked about here sticks with you, and you take heed to
I
everything
think
we
I
said.
have a picture of a possible reptilian that I might share when y'all say your farewells. Let me see if I can find it first.
All right, well, bye, Abe. Bye, Brenda. Take care,
Thank you,
guys.
Brother Andres
Good night,
and
Andres.
Sage Cooley, Sister Brenda.
I don't know where Sage Cooley went, but maybe he's still listening. Good night, Sage Cooley.
Good night, Sage.
But all
See-
right, Abe.
See you guys tomorrow if
All
you're
right.
on.
All right, good night, Abe. Or good night, Abe. Good night,
Good
Andre.
night, good morning.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good morning to both of you.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go on the chat until you're done. You said you had a picture?
Yeah, of a possible reptilian. That's why I asked you how it looked. Let me see,
let me see.
if I can find it. Oh, here it is. I found it. So I'm gonna share it. Let me see. Do I got the original picture here? Well, I did a close up of it. Let me see if I got the original picture here. I just want to share that since you were talking about the reptilian.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find the original picture. If I can find the original picture, I'll just share the one where I cropped it. Okay, here's the original picture. And I'll share the other ones. And y'all tell me what you think. This is after my encounter that I had with Indiana and in Elms Grove on the highway. Let me find the other. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna send this through Messenger, and I'm gonna share it with the audience here. Four like tusked horns near mouth with back legs, tiny hoofs. Flower in Chaco Canyon, New Mexico. A person found a creature and it filmed estimated it existed thousands of years ago.
Well, they say that we were brought to this planet, that the reptilians always lived here. They've always lived on this planet. So, I don't know. Are we aliens? Is ICE going to come and get us, Abe?
Well, here we go. I got some stories of, I think that there is something, when they say reptilian and reptilian, the manifestation of, when they say reptilian, you can think of cryptids, but you can think of the DDM, because the DDM was in all giants. There were many forms, because the Nephilim were sleeping with everything they could sleep with to corrupt this world. There wasn't just women that they slept with. I believe they slept with other things also. So
Yeah, probably.
Komodo dragon, alligator. I mean, there was, I mean, the Nephilim were what they call the Anunnaki or Apakulu. They can change form, shapeshift. So they can shapeshift into whatever. When you see the hieroglyphics of the pharaohs, you see some that have the face of crocodiles, some that have the face of what they call Anubis, of a dog or werewolf.
Right.
There's some that have faces of what were the other ones? Of different animals, of an eagle.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Well, there are things that can turn into anything. I mean, that they can even look and sound like us.
so this is a picture right here from Elms Grove. What had happened to me the day before I took this picture, I was walking on the street and I seen pebbles flying from behind me. They passed me up, which means that somebody's behind me. When I was walking on the highway, there was nobody there. So when I looked behind, I seen this man that was pretty tall, like 6'9", running kind of awkwardly. His legs he wasn't running at me like he was running me like a human. The way his legs were positioned, lizard-like or reptilian-like, how a lizard would run with his legs open. So I got my guards up and I was waiting for him. Then he stopped running or trying to charge me, and I had my guards up, ready to fight, And I said, "Who are you? What do you want? You trying to sneak up from behind me? You trigger my military sentence." And I'm looking at him, with my hands up, ready to fight, in position, and he didn't say nothing to me. And I asked him what his name was. The only thing he said to me was Indiana. So I got my hands up and I'm ready to fight him. So I waited for him to get level to me because I didn't know who he was. So as he got level to me, then I started walking. As I was walking forward, we were crossing the bridge, and it's kind of like there was a time warp where time was moving slow. The cars that were passing by were moving real slow. We were walking, and everything was slow motion. And I could see these translucent creatures sitting on the rail or on the cement blocks by the bridge, and they were jumping into people. But it was like everything was going slow motion. Even I was walking slow motion. So we crossed that area where everything was going in slow motion, and then everything went regular speed. So I was walking beside him. Then I took like 4 or 5 steps pretty fast, and I turned around and I faced him. And then I looked at him. I was looking him straight in his eyes, and I said, "It was nice knowing you, Indiana." And I gave him my hand, and we made contact through our hands, and his hands felt different. They did not feel like human like, different texture. So as I was looking at him, I started using my Heavenly Love Foundation because of everything that happened. Something was telling me something was right. So I started praying the Our Father using my Heavenly Love Foundation, and he was trying to pull away from me. He was trying to pull away from me, and that's when the skin starts ripping. Not ripping that his skin is ripping, but like the manifestation is disappearing. And I'm seeing green here, seeing green, the skin ripped here, or the manifestation start greenish, scalish skin. And as I'm continue to pray the Our Father within myself using the Heavenly Love Foundation, his eyes changed color and like yellowish. And then when he smiled at me, I could see all the sharp teeth. And then as he showed me his sharp teeth, he finally pulled away from me. Then he looked at me and just looked up to the sky like this, turned around and walked away from me. At the time, I wasn't tie binding rebuked in the name of Jesus Christ. But I'm more than sure that if I would have tie binding rebuked him in the name of Jesus Christ, he might have disappeared. I just wasn't doing that at the time. Well, in this picture, I went back to the location where he tried to sneak up on me. I went back the following day and I started calling him out. And I said, "Indiana, why are you trying to sneak up on me?" I was upset, right? The following day, I said, "Where are you at, Indiana?" And I could hear something big moving through the woods, branches breaking. And then it just stopped in front of me, and I just took a picture. Well, in this picture, there's something there on the right side, and I'm going to do a close-up of it. I'm going to point you out what's here. Let me get it here. There's something here in this area here, standing by this tree. There's something here. You can see the shape of the head right here. So let me take a closer look at it. So y'all can see down here would be the feet, but here is the body, and here's the head right here. You know, when we talk about, somebody was talking about humanoids and humanoids, look at the head. So let's take a closer look. Then I've got a couple of pictures here. Okay. Let's see, is that it? No. Something else there. There we go. I give it a little bit color so y'all can see the feet here. There's a tree right here, right? And he's standing right beside it. There's the head. There's the body, and there might be other things there with it. Down here looks like another face when we talk about elementals. Let me see if y'all can see that one. You tell me which one looks better. You got that one. You got that darker color there. That's like, there's the color that it normally that is. That's why I asked Sister Brenda if it was green, because that's how it manifested, greenish to blend in with Mother Nature. So here it is. Here's the head right here. And there's the body, and there's the feet of the reptilian. Let me see. Let me go back to y'all, see what y'all seeing there. See if y'all can see it. But in the original picture, it's pretty tall. I'm just showing you this picture so you can see the shape of the head up on top, kind of like a person, but it's not a person's head. But it's blended in with Mother Nature itself. You can see the feet there in the ground. What do you think, brothers and sisters, about this photo? Which one do you want to see? You want to continue to see this photo, or do you want to see the original so you can see how tall it really is? This is a close-up of it. The head is right here. That's the body. The feet are down here, the feet of it. But the head is right here. It was right by the tree. The original picture, it shows you how tall it really is. So, which is pretty tall. Way up here, that's the original picture. That's where it's at. Original height, pretty tall. Let me get back to probably maybe this one. Maybe you can see it better. That's why I asked Sister Brenda, it was color green, greenish. Because it can blend in. I mean, if chameleons can blend in, so most likely if they said they're reptilian, they can blend in too. But there's other things. They use the elements to manifest and shape shift, Okay. So I'm just sharing it with y'all. Let me do the close-up one more time of it. The head is here. So I know I seen one that was pretty good over here of it. Try my best to make it stand out. I think this one stands out pretty good. You can see the shape of the head right here. The feet down here. That's an old picture from Elms Grove. Let me see something here. Yeah, it's just pretty tall, Sister Flowers. I was just sharing that for tonight. Since Sister Brenda was talking to Reptilian, to show you that I did capture something after the day after that encounter. Normally when I would have an encounter, brothers and sisters, I know this sounds crazy, but every time I experience something, I would always go back to the location where I experienced something, and I will have my camera ready, either be recording or taking pictures. If things manifested, I'll be taking pictures or recording. So like that, I will catch the evidence. So in the future, which is now, I could share the encounter or experience that I had, and not just have the story, but also have the pictures of what I encountered. So you could see double whammy, right? So for example, if I want to write a book, I could put the stories of the encounters that I've had, plus a picture about the reptilian, because I have a picture of it. Of all the encounters I had, I have pictures because I will go back to the locations to see what I captured. So if I want to write a book, it's not just going to be a book. It's going to be stories of what I encountered, plus the pictures of what I encountered, because that was my goal, is to catch the evidence. And I have a lot of that evidence here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, that you will not just hear a story, you'll see the images. If I decide to write a book, it's not just going to be a story, it's going to be pictures of what I've captured out in my investigations. And, that's how it is. There's times that my brother wants to say, hey, let's go back, see what else we find. There's a location I want to go there where I seen that the big one that was blocking the path, but they went into the underground. But I don't know if I want to go underground. I don't know how the service is going to be underground or what I'm going to encounter underground. But yeah, for every story that I share, I have pictures of what I witnessed, what I experienced, what I've encountered. But in saying that, I just want to say thank you for those that tune in here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Sister Brenda, Andres, Stage Cooley, for all the support of all the people that show up here. Don't be shy to ask me about something, because I have pictures of things that I talk about. I have pictures and short reels of things that I've captured out there, brothers and sisters. So don't be shy to ask me anything, because I try to get evidence. It's not just about me talking a story. It's about me capturing the evidence, and I'm pretty good at capturing evidence, especially when it's spiritual, because I use my spiritual instincts, my senses, to go to the locations and capture the things that are there. Because they surface up. If the area is hot, they surface up, and they identify themselves to me, and I'm able to capture them. For those people that they said that the locations where they go is haunted or whatever, I'm more sure now that I'm feeling better. If I were to go to these areas, I'll be able to capture the things that might be causing problems at your territory or homes, because I'll be able to identify it, because it shows itself to me. Spiritually, I have that ability. I can find things. If you're missing something, I have the ability to be able to find things. But anyways, to later on tonight, we're going to have open mic night. Tune into that. It's when the viewers or the subscribers of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters can come on and share their own story. You don't have to show yourself in the camera. You can leave your camera off and just say whatever story you want to say, or whatever you're going through, spiritual, whether spiritual, cryptid, aliens, whatever genre, you're more than welcome to come and talk. What I normally do, I just listen to y'all, and we just speak, and all the people that join, we speak about everything in general when it comes down to whatever the topic is. But in saying that, brothers and sisters, I'm going to let y'all go. Thank you for the support. Love, light, and blessings to you and your families. This is Brother Abe Cia, Soren Cia, signing off from Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Everybody have a blessed night and good morning. God bless you and your families. Signing off, brothers and sisters. Good night.